everybody, it's Lyn from LynzcraftzDesignz. I'm coming by today with a mixed media tutorial inspired by a lot of videos that I've seen on YouTube. Plus just that, probably a Sunday school lesson or something like that. We used to have a lady that lived up the street that did art lessons and Sunday school lessons together, and it was kind of just a neighborhood kind of activity. It wasn't announced, nothing like that. We just got together. I might have been 7 or 8 maybe. Thank you, Connie Simmons. It was such a blessing, and more than likely where I got a lot of my push, I guess, to pursue art all my life. But anyway, really simple. A wooden dowel, glue sticks, and these are just, alright, these are the little crystal points, and I believe these came from Fire Mountain beads. Anyway, the bottom of them is drilled a little hole, and they're all strung together. So this was a mixed collection. Mixed colors. So I chose some of the blue and a few of the white. They do have an Aurora Borealis finish on them, which is really pretty. Alright. My glue gun is a Sure Bonder detailed needle. Detailed tip. It will work no matter what kind of glue gun you have. This Sure Bonder detailed tip, I don't know why I can't say that, just gives you glue strings. It just gives a little finer detail to the hot glue work. And I'm sorry, I've got resin glitter coming off. I haven't sealed this yet. Okay, the glitter on the end is completely up to you. I just wanted it to have a little more sparkle. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do is decide between these two. And I want the largest crystal for the center. Now, this is just, I don't know actually what it's called, super fine floral wire. Lord, and I'm gonna embarrass myself to no end. I'm the only lunatic that holds on to this stuff. Walmart for 66 cents. That tells you how old this is. I'm telling you, it's at least 20 years. I've had this since before we moved here. So, hobby and floral wire. But I mean, it is super fine. Okay, so it's just twisted through that hole. Alright, that is literally just something to secure with hot glue that will provide a little bit of extra protection, because the hot glue, just like glass, really and truly won't bond to this. Although it will glue it, if you try to peel the glue off, it'll peel right off. So, that is just a little extra security. Okay? Okay, so I'm just going to put a dollop of glue on the end. Okay, I just want that to hold kind of temporarily. Now this is not a low melt glue gun, so the glue will stay melted quite a bit longer, which is why I'm able to move this around like I am. Okay. Alright, now I just want to let this cool. You can have a little cup of ice water to dip it into to cool it off really quickly, and also a coffee can or something just full of gravel to stick this into while it's cooling when you just want to let go of it. Alright, so I'm going to let this cool, and I'll be right back. Okay, this is why the cooling is so important. To get that level of detail from your hot glue, you just need to let it cool between the runs of hot glue. If you don't, let's see, I know there was a spot. Yeah, right here. I didn't let it cool quite enough, and the hot glue kind of bled together. That's not really the look I want. That is more the look I want, where the detail of each swipe of the hot glue gun stays separate, and that is all about cooling it in between. Another thing I didn't say, well, this one is fall themed, obviously. This one is gonna be frozen themed. I know, right? Okay, so I'm gonna continue on with the blue. I want it blue fading down to the translucent. Okay, I don't want this very far down. Let's see. But I do want it to hug kind of closely without flaring out too much. So dollop of hot glue underneath. Ow, ow, ow. yes, it is hot. It's hot. Yesterday, I got it up under my fingernail. That is the worst. I used to have a glue gun. I literally call it the glue gun from hell. It's an old Black & Decker. It's one of those that you have to push the glue with your thumb. And so I almost always have long nails. I've had long nails since I was in high school. When pressing said glue stick, you can imagine it already, I know. The glue came back up around that glue stick and went under my thumbnail. It cooked me royally, I'm not kidding. It hurt for weeks. So, I got out 4 glue sticks because it does take quite a bit to finish this. Alright, so that one is glued. Now, one of the things you'll want to do is to start building up. Let's see. Where this crystal sticks out away from that wooden base, I want to fill in that under there. So I just start slowly. Because like I said, this is not a low temp glue gun for sure. Okay. So right now, it really doesn't matter if they blend together too much, because this is just the base layer. I'll put more glue on top. Alright, let's see. Let's go with this one next. Now this is the most difficult part, actually, of this whole process, is just getting the crystals. And I'm going to do a series of these because not only can you do crystals, you can do shells, you could do something that you made with polymer clay, like maybe a polymer clay crystal. Oh my gosh. I don't know how your brain works. Imagine silicone molding a couple of these and then doing them with polymer clay. The possibilities are endless. Polymer clay, resin. I've got a quite a bit larger crystal mold that I do with resin, but of course it wouldn't fit on here, but something like this would work. Alright, so I'm just going to continue on mounting my crystals. Let's see. I'll have to melt down that little blob right there so that that won't flare out too much. Alright, so I'm going to probably do these 4, and then a little further down I'm going to start with these clear. And there's only 3, but I just want it to hint that it's continuing down. Alright, so I'll be right back. Okay, now trust me, it looks horrible right now. So did this one. We're going to start adding the rest of the hot glue now. This is all cured. Alright. So, I'm going to start and I'm just going to start at this top end. I'm not going to worry about the rest right now. Okay, so I'm just going to let that cool, and I'll be right back. This is just a little glue gun tip. When you're running low on your glue stick, don't keep squeezing glue until it's empty, okay? When you get to where you can't see the glue stick anymore, and it's run down another ½ an inch or so, put that next glue stick in. That will get it ready so that when you're squeezing, the glue gun can continue to feed the glue stick. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay, now that I've built up the glue underneath those crystals and started to run down the base, now I'm going to do the final not trying to be straight. Remember not to go right next to each other. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is start to pull some of that glue up onto the crystals. And just give it a little bit of pattern. One more little bit with my glue gun. Alright. Now I'll need to do the center just a bit, and then I'll go up on these other translucent crystals. Then after that's cool, I'll run just a couple of detail, because you can see how this is all kind of blended into one. Although that's alright right now, because I still want to do the finishing layer. Alright. Okay, I'm just going to set it aside to cool. Okay, one of the things I did was ran some drips, all going the same direction that those crystal points are going. And then when I finished, I did a little glue on the end and then set it up right so that it ran a little bit. Give it that little bit. It's still hot, so I don't want to touch it. That little bit of drippy detail. Okay, so I'm going to let this cool. I can see a couple of spots that I could go back and fill in. Alright, and I'll be back. Okay, this one I did black gesso, and then I dry brushed 2 different colors of brown. This one, let's do some white gesso. Alright, I'm going to do white gesso. You don't have to worry too much about getting white gesso or paint over the crystals, because a craft knife and it will just scratch right off. Okay, these are more of a polished crystal than these are. Not to say these aren't polished, but these aren't polished to a rounded, necessarily finish like the other ones are. So these were even, oh, I'll say more difficult, but super easy to get the paint off anyway. So another tip I can share with you when you're doing gesso that you want to cover. I want coverage. Do not wet the paintbrush first. Go with a dry like my throat, a dry paintbrush. That will give you better coverage. When you want wet, you're wanting the paint to drag well. We don't care about that. We just want it to cover well. So, I'm just going to quickly give this a coat of white gesso and I'll be back. I've just got I say rough brush. It's not necessarily rough. It's just an older brush. And a kind of small brush. I don't want anything too big. Recycled paper towel. Loading it up really good. Then fanning it out to a dry brush. Alright. Now, the direction you go doesn't necessarily matter. Because we're gonna do, this is just a base coat, kind of. Really and truly, the gesso is your base coat, just because I want a little bit of that white to show through. Just a barely little bit. Alright, now I'm going to let that dry and then switch it around and do the other side. Alright, once again, it's like, I can't even tell how much it is. It's white pearl Deco Art Dazzling Metallics, which they actually still sell. But the slit is kind of crispy. Oh yeah, okay. Hey. Quality, you get quality, right? I'm gonna actually saturate my paper towel up a little bit. Alright, now this time it's a little more important just to hit the high spots. Now that I say that, it's a little less white. So how about I take a pause and take a pause. I just gave it a quick going over with a dry brush of gesso, just to knock back that blue a little bit, and to give a base for the white pearl. Oh yeah, that's gonna be better. Okay, you really can't see it much. But we're going to go back and add glitter and stuff too, so. Alright, I'm just going to keep going on with this, and I'll be back. Okay, this is a really old bottle of... Why do I always say that? Why is everything I own really old? We can just blame the pandemic, I guess. But, as you can see, it's rather difficult to squeeze out. This is one of those things where you gotta hold your tongue just right or your mouth just right or something. Okay. That's all I can do for now. Glossy accents is not critical. It was just the tip of the bottle. This is just from that package of color change chunky glitter. And there's a little iridescent line in there, like an iridescent clear, a blue, purple maybe. So I just grabbed out the blue. Oh wow. It's quite a bit bluer than I expected. Okay. Wow. So sparkly. Alright, I'm going to put the rest of this back into the jar. Okay. So I was going to say sorry for the old bill, but it was pre-folded. So it made it handy to grab. Because, no, I wasn't prepared. Okay. Wow. That is really nice. Now, if you wanted to glitter the whole length, which I may actually do, I will want to find a finer glitter than this. And I definitely will want to spray seal the whole thing when I'm done. Okay, so I'll have a look around and see if I can find a finer glitter. Alright. Now, again, recycling paper towel. I've just squirted out some of the world's largest bottle of Lyn Sticky glue. It is a 16 ounce, but Lord, it's gigantic. I've got, this is a confetti style glitter, and then this is just a light blue glitter. I'm going to mix these two together. I didn't want anything, I tried to stay away from anything that has a green flash or a purple flash. Okay, just got my paintbrush. Just trying to hit kind of the low spots. If that makes sense. If there's any such a thing as a low spot. I've got a little extra glue there. I want to put enough glue that it won't dry before I get it all painted on. Alright, so I may have to hurry up a little bit. Doesn't help anything that it's the world's stickiest glue. I mean, that's a good thing, right? Alright, down here at the end, I kind of want it a little more solid and streaked up a little bit. If that makes any sense at all. I'm going to set my glue aside. Get my State Farm thing again. Alright. I'm going to start with the white. Decisions. Alright, maybe. Didn't go as far as I'd hoped. Okay. Err on the side of caution, put the lid back on. Wisdom from the voice of reason. I need to learn how to scatter less. Okay, now the rest of this glitter, I'm gonna keep it in a separate container, and it'll be kind of like a snow glitter. Okay, here it is. So beautiful. Sorry, you know it's still wet, right? I have the patience of nobody. I could probably hold this in, though. Really pretty. I just love it. I'm sorry, let me get the other one out, too. Okay. Basically the same technique. A little different on the detailing at the bottom, but you can't really tell. I did put a few more crystals on this one. It's the only difference. Wow, I do love them. Thank you to everybody I got inspiration from, and no, I could not even name everybody because there's a bazillion videos out there. So, although, like I said, I did this years ago in Sunday school, I'm thinking, with the world's greatest Sunday school teacher ever. Sunday school art class, I'm telling you, I don't even know if anybody else remembers this. I'm sure my sisters do have a vague memory, but anyway, thank you so much to Connie Simmons again. Thank y'all so much for watching. I'll leave links to the crystals maybe that I got. Like I said, some of them came from Fire Mountain Gems, and then some of them did just come off of Amazon. So, and then chunky glitter, glue gun, acrylic paint, wooden dowel. Bye for now. Alright. There it is. Really sparkly and really pretty. And really still wet. So, there you go. A little bit more, maybe masculine, fall themed wand. And then a frozen / winter. Really cute. I am not sure I would even be able to give these away. They're too cute. I'll try to leave links to everything down below. The crystals, Fire Mountain Gems, Amazon, of course glue sticks, acrylic paint, wooden dowels. So what else could I leave a link to? I've got an Amazon shop that I get a little kickback from. The rest of my social media links will be listed below. Thank y'all so much for watching. Bye for now.